On August 1st, 2025, the Powerleague football centre in Bury buzzed with the energy and excitement of a typical summer evening, filled with anticipation for the games ahead. 19-year-old Mohammed Afzal, known to everyone as Issa, was there with his friends, ready for another spirited game under the bright floodlights. The centre, a vibrant hub for the local community, was alive with laughter, friendly competition and the shared joy of football. For Issa and his friends it was a place of safety and belonging, where worries faded away with each kick of the ball and every shared smile. The car park nearby was just a routine stop on the way to the pitch, until that night changed everything. As the clock neared 9, an uneasy tension crept in, subtle and unnoticed by most, hidden beneath the surface. No one could have imagined that this ordinary evening would soon be shattered by violence and fear. The sense of security, so easily taken for granted, was about to be lost forever in a single tragic moment. In a matter of moments, the Powerleague would become the scene of a tragedy that would haunt the community for years to come. A young man full of promise and hope was living his final moments, unaware of the darkness about to descend. The peace of that summer night was about to be broken in the most devastating and unforgettable way. For Issa's family and friends, life would never be the same again as grief and loss settled over the community. The shift from joy to chaos was sudden and brutal. A commotion erupted near the car park, shouts of alarm slicing through the night. Mohammed Afzal was attacked, stabbed multiple times in a targeted assault. The football centre, once filled with laughter, was plunged into panic and disbelief. Friends rushed to help, desperate and helpless, as Issa lay gravely injured. Emergency services arrived within minutes, but despite their efforts, Mohammed's injuries were fatal. The car park became a crime scene, the community's safe haven transformed by tragedy. Games stopped and a heavy silence fell over the centre. Forensic teams began their work, searching for answers amid the shock and grief. The question on everyone's mind: who could do this and why? The loss was immediate and profound, leaving friends and family reeling. The ordinary had become unthinkable in a matter of moments. Greater Manchester Police launched a full-scale murder investigation within just a few hours of the incident. Detectives worked tirelessly, scouring hours of CCTV footage and meticulously gathering evidence from the scene. By early Sunday, a breakthrough. Police arrested a 19-year-old man at Manchester Airport, reportedly as he tried to flee the country. The arrest signalled the police's determination to bring those responsible swiftly to justice. Raids across Bury and Bolton soon followed, leading to 4 more arrests, all suspects just 19 years old. The investigation moved quickly, with all suspects brought in for questioning by experienced detectives. The community was urged to come forward with any information, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. With 5 in custody, detectives focused on piecing together the events of that tragic night. The case was building, but the need for public cooperation remained absolutely crucial. The sense of urgency was clear. Justice for Mohammed depended on swift, thorough action from everyone involved. The police's rapid response offered a glimmer of hope to a grieving and shocked community. But the search for answers and for justice was far from over. The investigation soon led to formal charges, as mounting evidence pointed investigators in a clear direction. On August 5th, Greater Manchester Police announced that Abbas Hussain, 19, from Bolton, had been charged with Mohammed Afzal's murder, a development that sent shockwaves through the local community. He was also charged with possession of a bladed article underscoring the brutality and calculated nature of the attack. Hussain, arrested at the airport, was remanded in custody to await his first court appearance before a judge. The legal process had begun, offering a measure of accountability and hope for the community. Meanwhile, 2 other suspects remained in custody for further questioning as detectives pursued every lead. The remaining 2 were released on bail, still under investigation and subject to ongoing scrutiny. The complexity of the case reflected the police's belief that more than one person may have been involved in the crime. Each step was carefully measured, as detectives worked tirelessly to ensure justice would be served. For Mohammed's family, the start of legal proceedings was both a relief and a painful reminder of their loss. The road ahead would be long and uncertain, but the first steps had finally been taken. The community watched closely, hoping for answers, justice, and a sense of closure. Behind the headlines was a young man loved by many. Mohammed Issa Afzal was remembered as gentle, respectful, and full of potential. Friends and family described him as a loyal friend and passionate football fan. Tributes poured in, painting a picture of a life cut tragically short. His death left a void that words could not fill. The community rallied around his family, offering support and solidarity. For those closest to him, the loss was deeply personal, a daily ache, not just a news story. Memories of Isa's kindness and spirit stood in stark contrast to the violence of his death. His friends struggled to process the trauma, their happy memories now forever changed. Isa is remembered not for how he died, but for how he lived. His loved ones hold on to these memories as they seek justice and healing. Mohammed's murder sent shockwaves through Bury. The Powerleague Centre closed in mourning, a makeshift memorial growing at its gates. The community's support for Isa's family was unwavering, a testament to their strength. Yet questions lingered. No motive had been revealed, and the senselessness of the act haunted everyone. Police continued to appeal for information, urging witnesses to come forward. The investigation pressed on, but closure remained elusive. For Isa's family and friends, the search for answers was a necessary journey. The pain of loss was compounded by uncertainty, making healing even harder. The community stood together, refusing to let violence define them. They waited for justice, determined to honor Isa's memory and reclaim their sense of safety.